Hello and welcome to Tech 18. I'm Mohammed Adnan, and in this continuation series of SQL Server challenges, we are going to talk about the next one, which is functions. So before sharing my screen, if you are new to this channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, just click on the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. So now let's get started. So working with functions, so there are three functions, major functions which I have covered here, which is a string, date, and mathematical. So the requirement here is from the product alternate key, which is example of this one, extract first two characters and give the column name as type, which is BK. The result it should be the first two character. And extract, actually it has to be last. Extract last two character and give the column name as size, which is 40. And extract the center 4 character M18B, which gives the model name. And the name should be model. And from the dim product, where product alternate key equal to this one. So I also given you the where condition, how you need to filter, but it's a thing you need to filter these three things, extract these three things. So let's copy this string here and go to my SQL Server. So it has to be select star from where product alternate key equal to this one and execute here. So I'm getting this value. So first of all, I just need product alternate key itself, just to show you the data output here. All right, I got the same information here, BKM18B40. So now, what is the first requirement? Extract first two character and give the column name as type. The first two means from the left-hand side. So it has to be, we need to use the left function in the SQL. So left of this column name, and if I just add open bracket, if you see this one, the intelligence is used here, expression n varchar and number of characters in integers. So this is an n varchar itself. It means it can have numbers as well as the variables. I mean, it means the string characters. So that's the column which I'm specifying here. You can also hard code here just to extract from this. But here in our example, we need to take the column name. So I'm taking the column name here, comma, how many characters. So if you want to again open up the intelligence, you need to use control space. Then it will give us the intelligence option or whatever we can add here. So here I need to just use the two, which is I just want to extract the left two characters. And as usual, we need to give as, and then it has to be what's the name. It has to be type. So just give the name here as type. And it is good to convert this into bracket and then now run this one. So make sure you add the comma here to add a new column. Yeah, we got this here, BK equal to M here. That's pretty cool. All right. So the next here is the requirement. We need to extract the last two characters and give the column name as size equal to 40. So the last two character in the sense we can easily get, which is similar to this one. We have to copy this, use the comma and add here instead of left, we need to use the right. So from the right side of this column value, we need to extract only 2 digits, which is equal to the size. So we can use the size here. Yeah. Now if I run this one, so I got this here type equal to size. All right. The next one here is the requirement where extract the center 4 characters and give the name column as model. So result should be M18B. So center 4. So we don't have any functions referred to as center, but instead of that, we have another one which we call it here as substring. So substring is the kind of function where we can use that. And substring, if I go do open bracket and substring, yeah, comma here, I will let add a comma also here and substring open bracket. Now you see this has given intelligence, expression, starting point, integer and length also an integer. So expression means from where it need to be. It can be a hard coded value or it can be a value from the column. So here I need to use the column and the starting position from where you want the value to extract and how many length of that. So 2 things. So first of all, we are not sure about from where it has to pick. Either we can use multiple ways. So for example, if I copy this column from here, this column it need to start. And then we need to use the starting position integer. You can see it here on showing up here on the top. Starting position, it has to be start from the BK hyphen. So that's the 3 characters. So we need to start from 4, and number of length it has to be also for the 4, and then close the bracket, and this has to be as model. Yeah. So we have a comma. We can add a comma here. So now if I run this one, let's see the result. Yeah, we have got this value about M18B. That's pretty cool. That's what we have, BK, M18B, and then 40. But there are other ways as well, which I'm going to show you that instead of doing that, but if you have a certain requirement that you need to find a specific character on your model, and then you need to do that. So in that case, we have another option that we can make use of this one, which I'm going to do it here as an additional column, which has to be model 2. I'd like to give a name here. Here, the difference between these two is I'm just using another function which is character index. So I'm just referring this here as a character index. So from where this character happens, and from there I'm taking the 4-digit character here. So I will show you that. So if first of all, if I run this one, it's also going to give me the same result here. But what actually this provides me? And if I add this here, a new column where it's a char index and open bracket, it just giving me a few information about search expression, which is I want to find the dash, which is hyphen, and then the expression to be searched varchar, from where we need to search that, which is actually the column name which I used here, and then starting location from where we need to fetch for that information. So from the beginning, so I just use here to be the beginning of that. By default, it will be the beginning itself. So here I'm going to pass this within a single quote dash. Sorry, it has to be dash, and then here this has to be product alternate key, which is this one. And then I need to use the starting index. So I'd like to pass here as starting from 1, it need to search for that. So once I selected this one and then select the same thing, it gives me the option saying that 3. So it means when you start from 1, the third is the index, which is actually using this hyphen. But if you say that you have to look from, not from the beginning, you have to look from the keyword 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what it gives here. So if I run this again, which is this one, it again gives me 3 because the third position itself is contained that. But if I take this from the 4, then you see it is now giving me the answer of 8. The reason is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 8th character of this particular text is also contained dash. So that's the beauty here. So if we want to, we are not sure about how many characters are going to be there between these two hyphens. So let's say, for example, you have a requirement that you extract the first 2 digits, second last 2 digits, and then you need to extract those things. That is totally fine. We can use the previous step, which we are used here, left, right, and substring of this thing, because that's a static thing. But if there are certain requirements that you need to find before the hyphen, after the hyphen, and center of the hyphen. So what we'll do, how you can do in that case. So for that case, let's assume this as an example as a hard code itself. I'd like to add a new statement here, which is select, and then let's use the character index, and I'm going to use the hard code key here. So here character index, instead of this, I'd like to pass this as a static value itself. Okay, now if I look for this, it's going to return me 8, which is actually the 8th one. So first of all, I want this to be find 2 times. In that case, let's assume that first is this one, second is this one. So it need to start from the first, where it's showing us the value, which is 3. So please listen me carefully here. So it's going to be a little bit complex, but still I can understand you easily if you go follow along with me. So first of all, I want to search for the first dash, which is character number 3. Okay, so I need the character of this thing, which is left of. So let's keep this one. So select left of this character. Okay, comma, and I need to pass here number of things. So the number of thing here, it should be less than this thing, right? So it has to be, this is going to return me 3 minus 1. So if I don't use minus 1, let's see what it gives. It gives me BK hyphen. I don't need hyphen here. In that case, I'm just giving -1 here. So by doing that, it gives return me bk here. But what if we have the value like this, bkk, and also we have a bkk here? If that's the case, then also I can return bkk because I'm not hard coding here that it has to return the left 2 characters. Now this time it is dynamic, so it is giving me here as a bkk here. That's beautiful. Now, similar case, I need to look for the center key as well as the right hand side. So for the center one, let's forget about this one now. So we have this first, I'm showing up here, the character is showing up here at the 3-1. Now, again, the next hyphen comes where? So if you showed that it's coming on the third one, then that's totally fine. But if you're not sure, then you need to copy these things and you need to add that into another statement where it is going up here. You are showing up your hard code here, 4, right? 4 is not the hard code one. Actually, you need to pass from where it has to start, also means this one. From here, character index, it has to start from this one, from the beginning, and +1. It's complicated for you, right? No need to worry about that. So if I run this one here, now you see it automatically given me here 3, which is starting from 1. And here it is giving me the value 8. How it has found out? It means it has taken up the value 3, which is the first one, and adding from 1, which is from 4, it's going to start this look for the search of that hyphen. So that actually it find out that it is actually available at column 8. I mean index 8 here. That's beautiful. So I need to find the difference between these two and extract those information. So here for the next challenge, it's a substring which we need to use. So I like to copy these 2 statements and use a substring here. So for the substring, what we need to pass? Substring, we need to pass the column value, which is I'm going to use the hardcode value of this thing, and then from where it has to start and from where it has to end. For that, let me copy these 2 and then paste here. Close the bracket. And if I run this one, I will get exactly the same output, which is showing up here. Now you see it is giving me hyphen M18 and all these things because it starts from 3, but actually I don't start from 3. So I need to add +1 here, right? And also I need to start, let's run again. So now it gives me value from M18B and equal to 4. And from here we need to extract till the 4th one, right? So actually it is taking up value 8 characters from here. So I don't need 8 here. It's going to be a bit complex. So just copy these things and paste here again character index, and it has to minus from this one, minus this character. If I run this one now, and it's going to be +1, so it has to start from 4, and this has to start from this one. Yeah. All right, this is giving beautiful. So I need to use -1 here so that we can get the correct result. Yeah. So now, even if I follow the same information for other thing, like if I copy and paste here and I add bkk here, that's an additional character adding up here. For this also is going to give me the same result. Let's have a look here. So everywhere I need to use the bkk because it's hard-coded value. Yeah, you see, both the thing which is on the top, it's actually giving me the same result here. One is hard-coded value, another one is actually the dynamic thing. Like it's substring hard-coded, we are sure about it. If you know about the hard-coded value, then totally fine, you can directly use that. But if you're not sure about how much it's going to be on the left, how much is going to be on the right side, and even the center value, then it is good to use the substring and character index, look for the information and type that. Now the last part. The last part is the right side. So how much it has to be on the right side. So for that, we need to look for the information about how we have seen on this one. So it has to be, we need to look after this one. This is only applicable if we have only 2 characters, right? That's the important thing. Because if you have a multiple hyphens, more than 2, then that's a different story. We can talk about that in another video, but this is only applicable if you have a 2 digits on that. So for this, we need to take the value of this character index, which is 8 showing up here. So I want to type here as a select, right, of this character, and it has to start from 8 character, and then it has to give me this one, right? So first of all, I need to check the length of this one. So what is the length of this? If I hard code here, it's showing me, sorry, it has me only len length. And if the length is 10, all right. So I need to pick the value only 2 from the right side or 3 from the right side, whatever it is. So in that case, what I need to use here, I need to pick up this value, which is actually returning the 8 actually. So 10 minus 8, and then I need to get the value of the right side here. So write off this character, which is this, and this is going to take the right of 2 values for me, comma, and close the bracket. And now if I run, it's giving me 40, which is the size of that. That's the last 2 digits is perfectly taking up here. That's cool. If I add another one, which is BKK, like we are doing up for this exercise, BKK here also BKK, and here also BKK. And click on run. This also gives me 40. It is perfectly analyzing the length of this character and then taking only the last required digit wherever I need here. That's awesome. So if you are not following along with me, I recommend you. So if you're not following along with me, I recommend you to please watch this video in a repeated mode so that you can clearly understand what I actually used here. I just use the character index in order to identify where that particular hyphen character is available on that column or string, firstly, and then taking that value to look for another position where it is available using that one itself, which is this one. And finally, I am using left, right, or substring in order to get that desired value here. That's amazing. That was heavy actually. So I need to copy this string, which is we are used on the earlier state left here, and I don't need to use the copy this statement and paste here. I don't want to use the substring of the model 2. Yeah, all right. This is fine. Left, right, and substring. That's it. And click on submit assignment. That's cool. And the next one here is a date function. So extract the customer age in years for this customer 11018 data from dim customer. Okay, send me the query and age of the customer. All right. So select star from dim customer. All right. And where customer key is equal to this one. All right. So I need to calculate the age of the person. So for that, I need to pick his date of birth. So here is the column, which is birth date. Okay, select birth date. All right. The birth date of this one is 1955, 10/06. All right. So we have a function in SQL that we can use date diff. And then if you open bracket, then we need to pass the required dates here. So it would be like around date if, and then we need to pass the value, how we want the value to be show up here. I'm not sure why the intelligence is not coming up here. So this select star from date diff. Usually it has to be, but first of all, we need to pass the thing which we want to show the value. I want this to be show up in years. So I'm using 4 year and from value and to value. From value, it has to be birth date, BIRT birth date, and to value, it has to be the current date, which is get date, a SQL query which we have. I mean SQL function which you have. So if I select this one and execute one, and now it's giving me the error. Not error, is the result here. It should be 69. So from 1955 to 2024, it's giving me 69 value. That is perfectly fine. And you can convert this here as age, showing up here. But if you want to show this same information in days, for example, then you can use here day. So this is going to return as 25,063 days here. Wow. So copy this query. This is how we can make use of the date difference function in order to compare that between the dates. And we can also make sure how we are going to show that. So we want to show by month here, then we can also show by month. 823 months it is. Right. You can also use here also of the option. No, it's going to return the same value here. So copy this one and paste this query here. Submit assignment. Cool. The next one is mathematical function. Send me the query and result of both the questions. Sum the total sales amount from fact internet sales table and round it with digit 1. Convert the value minus 18 into positive 18 using select and mathematical function. So there are two things it is asking about. So sum the total sales amount from the fact internet sales. So I need to use this one. Sales amount, select sales amount. So select star from fact internet sales. Okay. And here we need to look for the sales amount column, which is here. Sales amount showing up here, and it contains 2 digits. We need to sum this up and then round it this up. So sum of sales amount it's giving me more than 2 digits, so 4 digits here. So we need to round this value, then show it with 1 digit here. So we have a round function which we can use up here in SQL round, and then we need to pass the value and how many digits. So comma it will 1. So this has to be sales amount. All right, if I run this statement, now this is giving me here to be 2.0. This is because of the column itself, it contains 2 digits, and that's why it's showing up in 2.1. But in reality, it has rounded up all the necessary thing. 2.0 is nothing but is 0 itself. All right, that's the thing. And the next one here is convert this value 18 into positive 18. So select this hard code itself. So select minus 18. Either we can use here mathematical calculation is equal to multiplied by minus 1. So minus into minus equal to plus. That's what we have learned from the school. And we got this option here as plus 18. Another thing here in SQL, we have a function which we called as ABS. And then if you run this one, then we're also going to get the same result. If it is in positive, then it also goes in positive. If it is in negative, also it's going to return you the positive value itself. This will be helpful if you are presenting something in financial report, assets and liabilities, but it has to show everything into positive value itself. Then you can make use of this function on that. All right, the next thing here actually I miss is not available here, and mathematical function. So these two things are fine. So you can make use of this on this one. And another one which I'd like to show you here is like I want to add the total sales amount by year. If you look into this fact internet sales table, select star from fact internet sales, there is a transactions happening at the order date level, but we want this requirement is to be summed by total this one. So in that case, what we can do is we can use a sales amount on this one, same value. And here we need to add the order date, but it has to be in year. So for that, we can use the year function and then convert this order date as year order year, comma this one. But it has to be in the group by, like we have seen previously. So we have to use the group by this one. To run this one now, this SQL will beautifully convert this order date into year, and then it will sum up those values at the yearly level and give us the value here. So that's what yearly calculation is showing up here. So let's copy this also here on this statement, but for now that's not required. So click on here and submit. So this is all about having this information where we are showing the value of string function, date function, and mathematical functions in t-sql statement. I hope you enjoyed the sessions. If you learned something new, just click on the big thumbs up button. And also, if you're watching till then, thanks for watching till the end. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and share this video with others so that everybody can also learn from this. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. See you in the next video.